By the end of this video, you'll know more about building wealth than 90% of people learn in their entire lives. We'll talk calculus, poetry, history, but not how to manage our own money. So this is your complete crash course in financial literacy, 5 pillars of personal finance that have completely changed my financial life. Plus, if you watch right to the very end of the video, I will share the 6th pillar of personal finance. That's how I've built multiple income streams, massively increasing my wealth while working full-time as a busy corporate lawyer. So let's dive straight in, and pillar 1 is earn. Don't wait to be paid more. If you're strategic, you can get outsized returns for the same or less effort than you're putting into your job right now. So first, take a step back, write down, what do you do for work? What do you earn? And what else could you be doing to earn more? Think about your job like a business. Then once you've done this, take action to actually make more money, work more efficiently, or deliver better results so that if you're commission-based or you're bonus-based, you earn more. Or alternatively, pick up freelance work in your spare time around your job. For example, Beth has just reached out to a couple of directors she's worked with before, picked up a part-time side hustle, helping them in their own little production company around her job. She has increased her earnings quite significantly by doing that, and it took her 2 conversations. Third action that nowhere near enough people take, ask for a raise or a bigger bonus. Come prepared with your results, the responsibilities you've taken on, and even what you could earn elsewhere, and convince your employer that they need to pay you more. And finally, move. Be willing to actually leave your team or your employer if you feel you could be earning more elsewhere. So key point here, treat your income like a game to be played, not a video to be watched. You're not passive in this, you're active in trying to earn more money. There are no cheat codes, get rich quick schemes will only make the people who are running those schemes rich. And the other really key bit of earning more is knowing the huge value of passive income. We will talk about the easiest form in pillar 4. But for now, the 2 best ways, I think, number 1, create content and get paid passively for it when people watch it, particularly using AI to help you generate scripts for videos or help you generate blog posts. And second, sell digital resources. So for example, I made a YouTube channel, got a load of law students interested in my channel. I then sold them my old law notes. I just tidied them up, put them online, made thousands of pounds over the course of several years, having spent maybe 50 hours getting them ready to sell. One final analogy that I find helpful when thinking about income, active income is a pump. It only works when you put effort in, and the more effort you put in to actively go out and make more money, the better you will do. It is still a way of earning more, so should not be discredited. Passive income though is like a tight tap where it's really hard to get it to turn, to get the water to start flowing, but once it flows, it just keeps going. And on the topic of increasing earnings, I want to tell you about a tool that helps me earn more from my YouTube channel. Today's sponsor, Durable, an AI-powered website builder designed for anyone who needs a website fast. Whether you're launching a business, showcasing a portfolio, or starting a passion project, Durable makes it effortless. There are no technical skills whatsoever required. So now I get good numbers of views on my videos. I often get emails from potential sponsors like Durable asking for examples of previous integrations like this one, what my audience demographics are, and I decided I really should have a website to market myself to brands. So I went to Durable, typed what I wanted to create into their AI website builder, and it put a first version of the site together that looked incredible, to be honest, in seconds. It's super easy to use and to add elements like contact forms and to make sure your site is search engine optimized, all while looking professional across desktop and mobile. The starter plan included a free custom domain so I could get the site up even faster, choosing from over 10 million stock images also included in the plan. There are also blog features if I want to use them, and hosting is also included. So yeah, if you want to bring your idea to life and get your dream website online in minutes, head through the link in the description to try Durable for free today and use the code Liam30 to get 30% off your first 3 months of any paid plan. All right, on to pillar 2, spend. Stop looking rich, start building wealth. So most people stay broke because they spend what they earn, and when they spend emotionally and unconsciously, they end up keeping themselves in the rat race, never developing wealth, and ultimately just trying to keep up with their credit card bills. So, quote from Rich Dad, Poor Dad, the poor and middle class work for money, the rich have money work for them, and you can only make money work for you if you don't spend all of it. So if you spend everything you earn, or even more than you earn every month, 3 habits that can change everything. First, leave it in the cart and wait 24 hours before buying. Second, work out your hourly rate that you earn from your job. And third habit, track your spending. Know exactly where your money is going every month. I have an entire video about this, and I also have another video on how to stop wasting money. So go and watch those after this. And this is probably the most fundamental mindset shift that I had when I read Robert Kiyosaki's Rich Dad, Poor Dad. You need to redefine assets and liabilities. Assets are not things you buy buy and you own. They are things that make you money. Investments, like real estate that you rent out, is an asset. But the place you live and spend money on your mortgage or your rent is a liability. It's a thing that costs you money. Really prioritize putting your money into other things that make you money. Now, those 3 habits are good ways of spending less, but there is one way that trumps them all. And that brings me on to pillar 3, which is save. Buy freedom, not just security. So there's this misconception that saving is about being responsible, boring, maybe just hoarding money for the sake of having money over the long term. But actually, it's all about buying options and control over your life. And so even more powerful than those 3 habits I mentioned before is pay yourself first. Get the money out of your current account into a savings account, ideally one where you're punished if you take the money back out of it, so that you automatically put money away every single month without having to think about it. The other savings fundamental is build an emergency fund. I think 6 months is the minimum. You should have all of your expenses covered by the money that's in this account. You never touch it. It's there earning interest. It's not exciting, it's not sexy, but it's your safety net for if something bad happens. Once you've got that built up, a quick hack, I think having separate savings accounts, most banks will let you do this, where you name what that account is for. So first house deposit, travel fund, something else you're saving up for, where you give a pot of money a specific goal, and therefore you feel way more incentivized to save towards that thing rather than just saving money for something you might need in the future. And saving is the financial foundation of your rich life. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Inflation is slowly eating away at your savings. So that's why the next pillar is an absolute non-negotiable. Pillar 4 is to invest, to make your money work for you. This is where your money starts earning even when you're not working. So first, start simple. Invest every single month. Again, pay yourself first into your savings and then separately into your investments into a low cost index fund that gives you some exposure to some investment. Just get started and get started as soon as you can. Second, use tax advantage accounts. So we're talking ISAs and SIPs, personal pensions in the UK, or Roth IRAs, 401ks in the US, whatever's available to you where you live, but make sure you're earning money on your investments in a tax efficient manner. The key piece of financial literacy on investing is that, in general, it is exceptionally difficult to time the market. It is exceptionally rare that even highly trained professionals manage to achieve that. So time in the market generally always beats timing the market. Then once you've got started with investing, the next layer is diversifying. And we're talking about diversifying across asset classes. So you should have some cash that's in a high interest account, some bonds, some stocks, some real estate, maybe even crypto. Various different asset classes that give you exposure to a diverse range of different investment types that mean that all of your eggs are not in one basket. And then diversify within those asset classes. So if we're talking about stocks and shares, do not put all of your money into Apple, because if Apple goes down because there is a trade war that massively impacts their supply chains, or the tech sector completely goes down, or suddenly we all start using Chinese phones, who knows? But the point is, by putting all your eggs in that one basket, you could do exceptionally well, but you could also lead yourself to total ruin, and that is absolutely to be avoided. And maybe you're gonna say, well, Warren Buffett built his entire empire on concentrated bets on specific stocks that were massively undervalued by looking at the fundamentals. Most people do not have the time or insight to be able to make those concentrated buying decisions, and so generally diversification will be a safer long-term bet to build long-term wealth. That said, I do make specific small calculated bets with money I can afford to lose. So I've invested in a handful of startups, including my own companies, and I've put money in that I'm happy to lose. It's one where if it takes off and I win big, amazing, I get rich much quicker than I was going to, but if not, it doesn't break me. But even if you do everything right, earning, spending, saving, and investing, there's still one thing that can wipe it all out. So pillar 5, you have got to protect. Don't let one mistake wipe you out. So the essentials of protecting your wealth. Insurance is boring until you need it. Now, the exact insurance you need depends on where you are in the world, but think about the basics: health, contents, travel, life insurance. Second, a massive one, avoid lifestyle creep. Just because you earn more doesn't mean you should necessarily spend more, or at least you shouldn't spend all of that increased earnings, because that is just trapping you into a life where you have to earn more money. So I haven't yet bought a house. For many people, buying a house is a very sensible investment. But right now, for me to live where I want to live in London, it would cost basically as much as I can borrow. I would be stretching myself to the upper limit of what I can afford, and my monthly mortgage would be considerably more than the rent I'm paying right now. That would be a relatively, I think, financially irresponsible decision, because it would lock me into earning the pretty huge amount of money that I earn right now. And I don't know if I will want to do that forever. Maybe I will, but I don't want to be forced into staying in a job or to have to earn a certain amount of money in order just to stay stay afloat. So, protect your wealth by keeping enough buffer between what you spend and what you earn. And this is especially the case if you're on a high salary, so that if you want or have for some reason to earn less, you don't end up with a financial hole with outgoings that you can't keep up with. So there you have it, 5 pillars that aren't just about surviving, but actually building financial freedom. Earn proactively, spend intentionally, save consistently, invest intelligently, and protect wisely. This isn't about getting rich fast, it's about, over the long term, becoming someone who gets and stays financially free. And now here's the 6th pillar that I promised right at the start of this video: systematize. Once you've got the basics down, create systems that run without you having to think about them. Automate your savings, automate your investments, automate bill payments. I'm even currently working towards pretty much automating real estate investments. The less you have to think about money day to day, the more mental space you'll have to focus on the big decisions and the big parts of life that really matter. So in your financial life, that could be building a passive income stream or moving jobs to radically increase your earnings. Systematize so you can focus on the things that really matter. So I hope you have enjoyed this video. Remember, you can get started with Durable through the link in the description. Please do let me know what you thought of this video down in the comments. I promise I read every single one of your comments. Do give the video a like if you've enjoyed this, and I look forward to speaking again very, very soon. Thanks for watching.